I'm going to give you a few updates on Seldon. Seldon helps people predict and shape the future by bringing machine learning deployment to life. Actually, it was a fantastic talk there from Nick. We started many years ago by building a recommendation engine, so we know truly how much of a challenging sort of domain that is within machine learning. And one of the things that we actually learned through that process is that the hard bit that we found when scaling was not in the algorithms, it was in the supporting infrastructure. And so founded Seldon in 2014 to help organizations to solve this problem, to democratize the infrastructure and the operations supporting machine learning. So this is an example paper written by some Google engineers, which explains this, that machine learning code is only a relatively small part of the overall infrastructure. And all these additional components are required to actually run machine learning models in production. So Seldon focuses on the kind of later stage of that infrastructure pipeline and workflow, helping organizations to put machine learning models into production. So we created an open source product called Seldon Core, and fortuitously, when about a year after founding Seldon, we came across an amazing technology called Kubernetes. Hands up, who's using Kubernetes? Great, okay, that's at least half the room. And we leverage containers and the Kubernetes orchestration to package and deploy machine learning models so they can run across any cloud environment or on-prem. And we also are designing a new enterprise product called Seldon Deploy. Aside from Kubernetes, we also utilize cloud-native technologies like Ambassador, Argo, Istio, etc. And in the most recent Seldon Core release, we were really excited to bring together some new components for outlier detection, so figuring out when a model is producing anomalous results, and a multi-arm bandit, which is kind of like an A/B test on steroids that will push the traffic towards the model that's performing best at any one time. We have that's really the main thing that we've highlighted in a blog post, which you can check out here, bit.ly/outlier detection. Which can be used in a whole host of use cases. There's a couple of examples in there include ECG monitoring and intrusion detection within security systems. And Jaeger tracing allows like full stack traces for debugging. And we created a SageMaker example. So one of the things people often ask is, how do you fit in the world of SageMaker and the other cloud services? So you can build and train a model within SageMaker and then deploy it on Seldon. So we're currently working on the next version, 0.2.6, and we're super excited. That's a lot of the industry is around machine learning explanations. So figuring out why a certain prediction happened. And we're actively researching this topic now, and we'll be releasing some code into the open source that you can actually use to explain your models. Creating a CI/CD demo based around GitOps. It's a methodology which allows you to push to Git and automatically trigger a deployment. Auto-scaling, so adding new containers as required to scale up. And we're creating another demo with Intel. Prow is a continuous integration tool as well. So we have been releasing sort of point releases for the last, best part of the last year. And it's really important for us that we can communicate where Seldon needs to get to become 1.0. And this has been a big topic for us. I'm sure Nick, we could talk for many hours about this. So we put a roadmap online, which is draft at the moment, and we would love feedback from the community. There's lots of bit.lys tonight, by the way, so bit.ly/Seldon roadmap, and we'd love to get feedback on GitHub, but obviously we'll also bring together our community on Slack. Links are on the website. And we'll host some community sessions to deep dive on some of those requirements. So one of a few fantastic partners that we're working with, we're particularly proud of the work we're doing with Intel. We've published on the Intel AI blog recently with a demo of how Seldon can integrate with their OpenVINO computer vision deep learning framework. The example we give here is how we use Seldon's inference engine to basically deploy on an Intel nGraph model, which is optimized for Intel hardware processors, and also models trained in the OpenVINO framework, which can then be deployed behind the multi-arm bandit, and then you can do some feature normalization or whatnot on the input data. So another bit.ly, Intel Seldon blog, check it out. There's another Intel blog coming soon, which we're working on now, which is focusing on scaling machine learning models in production. We're doing some amazing benchmarks to show how you can really roll out and scale in production. So Seldon has an open source product, Seldon Core, and we're working on a new enterprise product called Seldon Deploy. The two products are paired to work in harmony as part of one overall framework. And you can really think about Seldon Deploy as the management interface that data science teams use to manage their deployment workflows. We will be facilitating this through a brand new UI that you can use to manage multiple clusters across different clouds, on-prem, team workflows, so things like approvals, and then you can define your inference graphs visually, not just as Kubernetes custom resources, which are fantastic, by the way, and explanations, compliance, audit trails, and we're aiming to launch this in the summer. So you can actually sign up for the beta here, another bit.ly deploy-beta. And we have over 500 applicants so far, and we'd love to have you guys on board. So the big announcement really today, some of you may have heard already, we've been beating the streets, speaking to lots of investors, and we're really proud to have closed our seed round, which is led by Amadeus, which I'm sure will be a familiar name to most of the people in the room. Really are the UK's leading deep tech, certainly in the early stage. They've invested in well-known AI companies like Improbable, 5AI, GraphCore, Prowler, who spoke here recently, and Ravelin, and many more. And the round also included one of Japan's largest growth funds, Global Brain. And this is their second investment in the UK. They've also invested in Geospot, and they have a very sort of global footprint. So super excited to be working with them, and Techstars Ventures, the venture capital arm. They've invested in us as well. We were part of their Barclays Accelerator program in 2016. So what this means is we'll have a lot more resource to build out the product team to focus on this Seldon Deploy product. We'll continue to provide our managed service. We'll do less consulting work. So if there are any people in the room who build machine learning models as a service, as a freelance or a contractor, we'd love to get in touch with you because we still will take on those jobs and we'll put them through our partners. And so we are hiring currently data engineer, front end, back end, cloud native engineer, and various other roles. So do get in touch. If you're looking for an interesting, exciting job, we have an amazing team. I really enjoy working with every single one of them, and I can tell that we've got great chemistry within the tech team, working closely with the business and commercial team, and we really encourage everybody to operate the cutting edge of R&D, not just trying out techniques which are proven, but looking at implementing things which may or may not work. And often we find this sort of diamonds in the rough, which really help us to build an amazing technology product. So On that note, I will hand over